Finn.
Francis, hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. Colton Higgins with ADP.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I know we talked on the phone before. Glad we could set up a time and finally meet in person today.
Oh, I know. Your hands are cold. Cold outside?
Yeah, it's cold out today, but that's all right. We're bearing through it, so we're here and made it on time. So
right.
I know you're very busy today. I think we kind of agreed on about 10 minutes or so.
That sounds about right.
So I'd like to respect that time today for you. Kind of with that, just kind of wanted to go over kind of what we were talking about for the meeting.
Sure.
Just really kind of want to get to know you a little bit better, get to know your business.
Sounds good.
And then tell you a little bit about ADP as well.
That sounds great.
So that's kind of what we're going over today. So with that, kind of just get right into it. Is it okay if I take some notes?
Oh, please do. Yep, no problem.
Awesome, thank you. So tell me a little bit about the Italian gelato shop. I know.
Well, it's successful beyond my wildest imagination. Frankly, it's worked out really, really well. Have you tried any of it at all?
Yeah, I tried the maple flavored gelato. It was
fabulous.
So great.
Yes.
I've never had anything like that before.
Right, that's a lot of people say. So the success is just, as I said, more than I could have imagined. The amount of work that goes with it is more than I could have imagined. So it's been great. My family and I traveled to Italy, and every corner there's a gelato shop, and we thought, well, there's nothing here that's so similar to that. So we thought we'd give it a shot, and it's worked out really well.
That's great. I don't know how you capture the Italian aroma, because I've never seen anything like it here.
Well, everything is very authentic. We actually import the furnishings and the fixtures for the store. All the ingredients, everything is literally from Italy. And I actually went over to Italy for 3 months for a training program to learn how to produce gelato. So it's as realistic as we could possibly make it.
Well, you've done
without actually being in Italy.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I feel like it just right here.
Right,
so
right.
Done a great job with that. So just kind of digging into a little bit of the business. Who kind of helps you run this? Are you the sole decision maker?
Well, I am. And I hesitate, I have been for sure, but I actually have my brother and sister involved as well. It's been very family oriented, so we're the 3 senior executives, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
However, we just did hire a 4th non-family member. That's our first non-family member, Steve. He's going to be running our franchise operations for us.
Okay. Okay, so with that, how many different locations do you have? Just this one?
No, we have 3 locations.
3 locations.
Yep. And so we've got a lot of part-time help, and we've got managers at each of those stores as well.
Okay. So how many current employees do you think you have?
We have 60 part-time employees, and then we actually have 3 that work in the production plant, because we actually make our product right here. And then, as I mentioned, I've got managers. I've actually got 4 managers, 1 for each store, plus I have a floating manager.
Okay. So about 4.
Right. And then, of course, myself and my brother, sister, and Steve now. So that's the total.
So with your brother and sister, what do they kind of help you do? Are you kind of the, I'm sure you like to be in the store kind of hands-on.
I do. I've got a finger in all the pies. But my sister's really HR and marketing.
Okay.
And then my brother is taking care of the operations.
Okay. Okay. So with your current employees and different employees at the stores and your managers, does Steve kind of really report to them, or do the managers report to you, or how does the chain of command work for you?
It's I guess I am at the top of that pyramid. There's no doubt about it. So I guess everyone reports to me directly. I mean, the part-time employees, of course, the managers take care of that, but for the most part, I have the final say.
Okay. So just curious, a little bit about ADP. So you're kind of wondering why I'm asking these different questions.
Mm-hmm.
ADP stands for Automatic Data Processing.
Okay.
We've been in business for over 60 years, had a lot of growth within the company, and we're really in business to help small businesses like you succeed, and specifically with the administrative type tasks. We all know that the reason you started this business is really to bring the Italian flavor and that Italian aroma here back to the United States, and you really don't want to be bogged down with as much administrative tasks.
No, I really don't like this back of the house sort of stuff. I have to admit that. I like being right up front, serving the gelato to our customers.
Exactly. So that's why we're kind of here today. I'm just going through some of these more questions with you to kind of really dig in. So what do you kind of currently use with your employees in the stores for time and attendance?
Well, we have a click time. It's called. It's a software. You can just essentially log in from anywhere.
Okay. You can essentially just log in
Right.
at your house, or is it
Well,
an
actually,
online
it's
system?
interesting
Or?
you say that. It is an online system. It's just been brought to my attention that that actually may have happened. Somebody was running late and asked their friend to just go ahead and log them in. So, what I like about it is that it's so easy to use, but I'm afraid that's also a potential for people stealing our time.
Yeah.
Time is money, literally. So.
Wow, that's so. Do you have any other kind of processes that you currently have to, track
No,
employees
just the
doing
click
that?
time,
So-
and click time is then integrated with QuickBooks, and that's how we manage our payroll.
Okay, but as far as like a process within the store, I mean, if you have employees, kind of just
No,
everywhere
no,
with it.
this is just, as I said, the bigger we get, the more issues that come up, and so this is just now becoming an issue. I hadn't been even aware of it beforehand.
And I suppose you probably can't even put a dollar amount to how
Not yet,
what that.
but it's kind of scary if you start thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, you think what, a couple $1,000s at one store, and you have that maybe happening at a couple different
Right.
stores. Word gets around,
Right,
hey, you can
exactly.
do this.
Right, it's
That's
going to
got
add
to be
up really pretty quickly.
Yeah, very quickly. So that's obviously something that ADP is definitely there. We do offer services like that. So
Right.
with time and attendance, I definitely would like to kind of talk a little bit more about with that.
Oh, how interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So the time and attendance program that we do have, we do have. I'll kind of walk you through this little sheet. Time and attendance is the program that we go through, and I know there's a lot of numbers on here, and I don't want to overwhelm you
Right.
with numbers, but we did some outside research on our product, and it was shown that it saves about managers 40 minutes per week on doing administrative time and attendance tasks
Really?
like
Wow,
this.
that can definitely add up.
Right? So if you said you have about 4 managers, 40 minutes a week,
Right.
160 minutes.
Right.
Hour-wise, that's probably 2 hours a week.
Right.
You got 50 weeks in a year,
Right.
so that's looking at about 100 hours right there. And I don't know how much you pay your managers, but
It can add up to a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah,
That's 2.5 weeks full time. So that's every year.
and
you're
so with the cost savings of that that piece of time, what else could your managers be doing within the
Oh,
stores
absolutely. And we just making sure, as I said, we really hold high standards, not just for the quality of the product, but our customer service. So I'm sure the managers could be using their time differently. I agree with you entirely.
on that? Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a simple service that we offer through time and attendance.
Mm-hmm.
Some other things I'd kind of like to ask you about is maybe your payroll system. I know you said maybe you don't handle that directly, but maybe.
Oh, and my sister Dorothy does. She's the HR and marketing manager.
Okay.
I'm not really sure how much time she spends at it, but I can assure you that she complains about it a lot. So it must be more time than she wants to.
Right. So what are some of the complaints that you have heard from her?
Oh, well, it's just very time consuming. It's very detailed oriented. She's got connects with QuickBooks, and I'm not really sure. We'd have to ask her directly, but she does. It's not one of her favorite tasks. She's also the marketing manager, so here's marketing trying to be creative, and then she's got to deal with those sort of HR, very mundane, day in and day out issues. And of course, payroll is one of the most important things. You can't really have a paycheck, with your employees do not like to have their paychecks not on time or not accurately calculated.
Has that ever happened recently?
No, but as we get bigger, I can see, the beauty of expanding is that, we're getting bigger and more successful. The downside of expanding is lots more issues, and they're just going to get bigger and bigger as well.
Okay, so how much time do you think Dorothy really splits her time between doing
I
your
wouldn't
marketing?
say, but it's, as I said, it's more than she wants to.
Okay,
I couldn't
more
really
than she
say
wants to.
specifically, yeah.
So with the QuickBooks, what kind of system does that? Just walk me through off the top of your head.
Well, it actually it calculates the payroll, and then it actually does send out direct deposits. But we've still got to manually make sure that there's enough money in the account. She's going to take care of all the tax compliance issues, etc.
Right. So do the managers kind of report off of the QuickTime program?
It's automatically connected.
It is connected.
It is integrated. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there have you ever had any issues with the interface there?
Not to my
not
knowledge. No.
Okay.
No.
All right. Well, that's good to know. So with the tax kind of compliance, is that QuickBooks really kind of dig into the files of the employees?
No,
at all?
that's a little bit of an issue because there's so many different deadlines, there's so much reporting, so that's something that Dorothy has to handle for us.
Okay, and that takes up more of the administrative
a lot of her time.
that-
Exactly.
Okay, so what is Dorothy's time worth? Do you know? I mean, what is she really worth on that side of it? Whereas, what could she be doing marketing wise
Well,
for
she
the
can be
company?
doing so much, you know. I mean, there's so many opportunities now with social media, etc. You know,
Okay.
the sky's the limit. I'm sure.
Okay. Okay. So with payroll, we do have Run Mobile.
Mhm.
It's our Run Mobile app. It's complete synchronized with our time and attendance labor. I'd like to walk you through that. Maybe next week we could grab Dorothy in to really show her,
Sure.
just because I know she would be the one, mainly kind of using that system.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So maybe setting up a time to meet with
Right.
her, but just kind of walking you through what that looks like. It just syncs real well with what you have with the time and attendance, and it's the
Oh,
ease of
interesting.
it.
But now you say Run Mobile. Does that mean it's actually mobile, as like in your phone?
Right. So, what do you guys currently use for different softwares? And do you yourself have a tablet or a smartphone?
Yeah, I have it. Yeah, I've got an iPhone and an iPad. But yeah, but my concern would be, I mean, I can see how convenient that would be in terms of a phone. But what about the security aspect of it?
Right. There's extremely. So ADP definitely kind of takes security as the highest level.
Mhm.
I mean, we multi-level security approach, network security. Our engineers, we have a full team with them. The Run Mobile app is web-based,
Oh,
so
how
everything.
interesting.
Yeah, so everything that's synced on your phone goes right into a laptop, computer, anywhere you wanted to
Right.
access that.
Right.
The security codes, you can obviously have internal solutions with what you want, with who gets passwords to things, but it's all password protected.
Oh, okay.
And we know all those payroll issues,
Right.
and all the time and attendance, those employee records are extremely confidential, and safety is up the most important. So with our
Okay.
implementation team, we definitely take that very seriously for a small business like yourself, because that's your livelihood right
Right,
there is your
right.
employees and
Right.
how we get that rolling.
You know, it sounds really interesting, but it also sounds expensive.
Right. And I know with price is always an issue. But I think when we kind of dig down, I don't have a price right off the top of my head
Mhm.
for you. I would kind of really like to dig down deeper
Sure.
with you before we get into price. Just really see what Dorothy needs and the kind of payroll and services we have with her. There's
Okay.
some different solutions that we can work with. So I'd like to set up a time maybe next week, Thursday at 2 o'clock, to kind of run through, give you maybe a Run Mobile product demonstration with Dorothy, and kind of really dig into the solutions.
All right, that sounds great.
You need.
Let me check with Dorothy, and I think that'll work out fine.
All right. Well, I'll put you down for Tuesday at 2.
That sounds great. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Francis.
you coming in.